have time to think about anything else. I was never good at anything. I was never picked for any team, and if I was the first to be cut. I got lousy grades in every class. I got fired from multiple jobs. I even got fired from a job pumping gas once. Can you imagine that? Being fired for pumping gas because you're no good at it. They came out and said, "You're no good at pumping gas. How can you be no good at pumping gas? Little old ladies can pump gas, and here I was, no good at it." So I got fired. I went from job to job until I discovered something life-changing. All successful people are excellent at what they do. Remember the famous question they asked Willie Sutton, the notorious bank robber? Why do you rob banks? His answer was simple: that's where the money is. Likewise, being in the top 10% of your field is where the money and success are. To reach this elite level, you must be willing to pay any price and make any sacrifice. Here's the good news. If you're passionate about what you do, striving to be in the top 10% will come naturally. If you don't feel that drive, it's a sign you're in the wrong field. You're just passing time and treading water. Many people simply do their job and then disconnect, not giving their work a second thought. This mindset guarantees a stagnant future and an unstable present. That unsettling crackling sound you hear, it's the ice breaking under your feet. If you're not doing what you love and throwing your whole heart into it, you're just marking time. But everyone is designed to have something they love to do and can do well. The fact that you love it means you probably have the ability to excel at it. So make the decision to get into the top 10%. Here's what changed my life. I was struggling in my late 20s when I learned this breakthrough thought. Everybody in the top 10% started in the bottom 10%. Everyone doing well now was once doing poorly. Everyone at the top of your field today was once not even in your field. If you're willing to pay the price, work hard, and make sacrifices, you can get into the top 10%. How long does it take? Not a week or a month. Mastery in your field takes 5 to 7 years. The time will pass anyway. The only question is, will you be at the top of your field or still down with the mediocre 80%? The wonderful thing is, nobody is better or smarter than you. If others are at the top of their field, you can be too. Just find out how they got there. It may take longer for some and less for others, but everyone who keeps moving eventually gets there. That's where all the rewards are, and that's where the joy in life is. When you're really good at what you do, you feel wonderful about yourself. You're respected and esteemed by everyone around you. You can write your own ticket and open any door because you know you're good at what you do. You become what you think about most of the time. So, what do you think about most of the time? We interviewed thousands of successful people, and they think about what they want and how to get it most of the time. They're always thinking about what they want and how to get it. The bottom 80% think about what they don't want and who's to blame. This seems to be a natural tendency worldwide. We're always thinking about who's to blame for our problems or something that happened in the past that we cannot change. Top people think about what they want and the actions they can take now to get it. They're so busy taking action they done. Another discovery is that you can only think one thought at a time. It can be a positive or negative thought. A positive thought pushes out all negative thoughts and vice versa. If you do something repeatedly, you develop a habit. Top people have the habit of thinking positively all the time. The most positive thought of all is thinking about what you want. Thinking about the things that make you happy in the future. Successful people are always thinking and talking about the future, the people they love, their families, their homes, business, money, and success. If you develop the habit of thinking about what you want, your life begins to transform. It's like a great ship in the ocean. As you begin to think different thoughts, the whole direction of the ship moves, and you go to a different destination. See yourself as self-employed. The top 3% of adults in our society see themselves as self-employed. They see themselves as in charge of their own lives. When I started my career as a young man, I was 21, working as a construction laborer, living in a one-bedroom apartment, broke, taking buses 2 hours each way to get to and from work. I remember a light going off one evening. I realized I was responsible, in charge of my own life, and no one was coming to rescue me. It was a turning point in my life. Exceptional people are highly responsible. They look upon themselves as self-employed, even if someone else signs their paycheck. They treat the company as if it belongs to them. They see everything that happens as affecting them personally. These aren't the 9-to-5ers who don't think about work when they're not there. Winners think about their company even when they're not there and how they can do it better. When something happens in their company, they take it personally because they see themselves as highly responsible. As a result, they're paid more, given more educational opportunities, promoted faster, and rise to the top of every organization and industry. There's a rule that says to achieve a goal you've never achieved before, you have to develop a skill you've never had before. You have to become excellent at something you haven't been excellent at before. There's always a price to pay to achieve a new goal, and in our age, it's almost always the development of a new skill. So, what is your new skill? When I work with companies, I ask, what is the one thing you offer to your customers that no one else can? Some speakers will delve into this deeply because it's one of the great questions. Why should someone buy your product over a competitor's? But personally, you can ask, why should someone hire you over someone else? To achieve something you've never achieved before, you have to become someone you've never been before. The qualities you need to develop to become a self-made millionaire are incredible. They make you a vastly better person, not just in terms of character, determination, and discipline, but in decision-making strength. They round out your character in a better way. The real payoff of becoming wealthy isn't because you can eat more or wear more clothes, but because of the kind of person you become and the kind of life you have. Here's a simple way to become one of the highest paid and most productive people in society. Do only number 1 tasks. Do only those things that move you every day toward your goals. If you only do those things, the things with great potential consequences, it transforms your life. Another discovery is that 95% of what you do comes from habit. If you do something repeatedly, you develop a new habit. The difference between people in the top 20% and those in the bottom 80% is that the top 20% have success habits, and the bottom 80% do not. You can learn the habits of highly successful people. You can learn the habits of highly paid people and those in the top 10% and 20%. All habits are learnable, and all skills are learnable. There's no limit to what you can accomplish if you dedicate yourself to developing the habits of successful people. Once you've decided on the most important idea to achieve your goal, you have to concentrate single-mindedly on it until it's complete. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, 2 of the richest men in the world, were at a dinner party at Bill Gates' home. When asked what the most important key to success is, they both said, focus. Focus is crucial for success today because we're surrounded by so many distractions. The ability to focus is more important than ever. Thinking about your goals and how to achieve them makes you happy. People who think about their goals are happier, more positive, creative, have better friendships, more energy, and work harder. Only 3% of adults have written goals, and according to 75 years of research, people with written goals earn 10 times as much as those without. They accumulate 10 times as much money over their lives. Writing down your goals costs a piece of paper, a pen, and about 3 minutes of your time. Write down 10 goals you want to accomplish in the next